Hello, my name is Craig and these are my top 10 most anticipated games of 2014. Please note that any games with a to be announced release date, even if they're shooting for 2014, such as Tom Clancy's The Division, aren't included in the list. Also, games which haven't been announced yet, but have a yearly release, such as Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed, clearly can't make the list. So without further ado, here is my top 10 most anticipated games of 2014.
Number 10.
Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Dragon Lake.
The original Dark Souls earned its infamy by living up to its slogan, "Prepare to die," a merit badge to some and an unfathomable piece of masochism to others. The game made its mark by marrying the unrelenting difficulty of the old school with an obtuse suite of systems and mechanics that were never overtly explained to the player. Some gamers relished this fresh experience, while others couldn't comprehend why anyone would submit themselves to such torture. Therefore, it's no surprise that this pairing still exists as the heart and soul of Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls is a brutally old school hardcore game. It's about dying as much as it is living. You're basically expected to die so that you observe your struggle, your failure, and learn from it. It's unforgiving, but that's the whole point.
Number 9.
I've seen more of this war than you can imagine. None shall be untouched by the fires above. Faith lies in ashes.
BioWare's debut next-gen RPG is a monstrous, ambitious and impressive looking game. And this time around there are numerous notable new features, systems, characters and other details that look to improve on the previous two. Firstly, Dragon Age Inquisition looks gorgeous, and brings the sort of A-game visual splendour that you want at the turn of a console generation. Its scenery is beautiful, its spaces are dense and its destruction looks as great as you'd expect. It's more than a shiny coat of paint. These new bits have meaningful consequence in the gameplay. And speaking of consequence, making tough calls has always been part of BioWare's legacy. And that makes a welcome return in Dragon Age in the form of the dialogue wheel, which looks to give the player the ability to dynamically change the outcome of the game based on their decisions. I for one cannot wait.
Or lead this world to its bitter end.
Number 8.
Whether you prefer Ridley Scott's original Alien or James Cameron's sequel Aliens is entirely down to personal preference. However, there's no denying that recent games based on the Aliens franchise haven't exactly been great. So you have to give credit to developer Creative Assembly for taking on the task of making the survival horror type game that fans have been waiting for. Set 15 years after the events of the original film, Alien Isolation sees Ellen Ripley's daughter Amanda enter a desperate battle for survival, on a mission to unravel the truth behind her mother's disappearance. You'll have to navigate through an increasingly volatile world as you find yourself confronted on all sides by a seemingly unpredictable, ruthless alien. Underpowered and underprepared, you need to scavenge resources, improvise solutions, and use your wits, not just to succeed in your mission, but simply to stay alive.
Forget to shut the book. Ripley.
Number 7.
The stick of truth has been stolen.
South Park The Stick of Truth has been delayed a countless number of times, but finally this year we will be able to play the cartoon RPG that seemingly puts you straight into the TV show. No, seriously, if you weren't paying attention, you might well mistake this game for an episode of the show.
The new kid has a power we have yet to understand. Step forward now and fulfill your your day.
Written and voiced by creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone, South Park The Stick of Truth looks to bring everything that's great about the TV show into one hilariously epic interactive experience. And really, what more could you want?
It's a trap! You're playing for the wrong side, dude. Defenders of freedom! Tonight, we unite as one! This ends here, new kid. Your day. Your day, baby. Step forward now and fulfill your...
Number 6.
It is a new world for us. For all of us. An age of scientific marvels. And yet, underneath the brass and steel, the old struggle endures.
Little is known about the Order 1886, but the anticipation in this game comes from the promise. Individually, developers Ready at Dawn and Sony Santa Monica are both top class, so when they are put together to collaborate on something that is both a next-gen blockbuster action-adventure and a brand new IP, well, something interesting is bound to happen. And the Order 1886's alternate history looks interesting.
Number 5.
Six months into the invasion, Nilfgaard's legions had pierced the heart of the northern realms. Behind them, blood-soaked fields, war-swept wastes. A lone wolf roamed these broken lands, a beast slayer, a whirlwind of rage and steel. They say he was a man obsessed, chasing memories, faces, scents. Yet amidst the chaos, he could only follow his heart.
Developer CD Projekt Red's latest open-world action RPG has been extremely well received in preview events from everyone that has had a chance to play it, and is truly a next-gen experience to look forward to. With a vastly populated world that is 30 times the size of the previous Witcher games, and over 100 hours of gameplay to have fun with, how could you not be excited? Just look at it.
Some fight for glory, justice, or gold. I fight for those I hold dear. I'm Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher.
Number 4.
You have any idea how embarrassing it is for me to keep arresting my own brother over and over again?
Maybe you should stop arresting your brother over and over and over again.
You think this is a joke?
No, I don't.
Is this how you want to leave your mark on the world, huh?
If you were at all looking for a good reason to justify a purchase of a PlayStation 4, well, Infamous Second Son may well be that reason. Whether you're accustomed to the franchise or not, Infamous Second Son has all the makeup of a blockbuster title, and quite possibly, the first in the PlayStation 4.
Of course, the only downside being that, nope, can't think of anything. This is pretty freaking awesome.
Put simply, Infamous Second Son just looks fun.
realize when we hit the town, there's a fair chance the town's gonna, you know, head back.
Number 3.
They call it the Traveler. We watch as it hangs above, a mysterious sphere, silently protecting us. The last city on Earth.
Destiny is a new IP by much-loved ex-Halo developer and creator Bungie. The game is inherently a massive multiplayer online game, but you will play through your own campaign and you will come across friends and strangers embarking in their own campaigns. You can choose then to go lone wolf style, or you can team up and tackle missions and online events in an experience that aims to be an evolution in console gaming. Will Destiny be as groundbreaking as Halo? Doubtful. But that won't stop Bungie on their quest to create one of 2014's most captivating titles.
Number 2.
I'm about to open your world.
You got me in.
When Watch Dogs was first shown at Ubisoft's E3 2012 conference, people's jaws dropped, and rightfully so. Set in a dark and brooding Chicago, Watch Dogs plays on themes created by the ever-present rise of technology and surveillance. But Watch Dogs now has to deal with the disappointment of being delayed. However, we have seen more than enough of the game to know that it's shaping up to be unique and hopefully something special. Handled by a studio that knows by now what works and what doesn't in an open world, it's big and it's mighty ambitious, and for these reasons, it's number 2.
In this city, no one can hide from me. No one.
Okay, before we hit number 1, let's go over some honourable mentions that didn't quite make the list.
Men
Thief.
who believed themselves to know best try to control something they didn't fully understand. The balance has shifted. We can all feel it. Your city needs you, Garrett.
I'm no savior.
Super Smash Bros. Mario Kart 8.
Number 1.
I should have been here. They're going to call us marauders, terrorists, or worse. I'm sorry. I promised you I'd never get back in one of those damn machines again. If you're looking down, I hope you understand.
From the ex-developer of the good Call of Duty games comes newly formed studio Respawn Entertainment, and the #1 most anticipated title of 2014, Titanfall. Titanfall is absolute mayhem. It's a game that blends single player and multiplayer into one big component. Whether you're using parkour to get from A to B, or blasting foot soldiers in a massive gun-toting mech, there's no shortage of epic moments in Titanfall.
But there's no turning back. This is our land. This is our land. And I will fight for it.
The fleet's counting on you!
I don't know if there's any honor left on the frontier. I don't know if there ever was.
In a time when half-hearted, lackluster, yearly releases of Call of Duty are #1, Titanfall is the hero that gaming deserves, and the one it needs right now. So fittingly and intentionally named, Call of Duty is the Titan, and it will fall.